Hello again. I am, as I've no doubt mentioned before, a great supporter of the principle of constitutional monarchy. As for the individual who actually wears the crown, that interests me not in the least. Nothing I have heard or read about the royal family leads me to suppose that there is anything special or remarkable about any of them, and their personal lives and affairs hold not a shred of interest for me. They represent stability, and that is all. Of course, in Britain, we are encouraged to take precisely the opposite view of the case. Nobody is much concerned about the political or historical significance of the monarchy, and only about their individual lives, actions, and appearance, and so on. This seems to be what most people wish to think about when it comes to the royal family. Is Prince Andrew a paedophile? Is Prince William loyal to his wife? How dim-witted is the king? And are any of the family racists? These are the kind of things that most people wish to know about. This is true whether people are passionately in favour of the monarchy or bitterly opposed to it. Personality is all. None of this matters in the least, though. It is not important whether the king is stupid or clever, whether he is pro-Muslim or a dedicated Christian, if he is loyal to his wife or was cruel to his sons. None of this is of any significance. It is enough that he wears the crown. In most countries, army officers, the police, civil service and so on, owe their allegiance and swear loyalty to an individual, whether he is a dictator or an elected leader. They are loyal to a man or woman. There is always a danger that when you are expected to be loyal to a particular person in that way, that you will dislike that man or woman, or disagree with his or her political opinions. Perhaps the head of state is a cruel tyrant, or he or she might belong to a left-wing party, while you, a general in the army, favour a right-wing point of view. The dangers of this are obvious. If you do not like the leader to whom you must be loyal, then you might start plotting to replace him with somebody more to your taste. We've seen many examples of this tendency. Think of Chile when General Pinochet overthrew Salvador Allende. Or more recently when there was a revolt in Syria and half the army tried to get rid of Assad. None of this is ever likely to happen in this country, because it does not matter whether a police officer or colonel in the army is left-wing or right-wing. They owe nothing to an individual. They swear allegiance to the crown, as do civil servants. The Labour Party are not hoping to overthrow the head of state. Not for nothing are they called the loyal opposition, because that is just what they are. They and the government are both loyal to a higher institution, the crown. I like this setup because it means that politics are not involved in choosing army officers or senior policemen, as often happens in other countries. A hereditary head of state is very useful like that. It is for this reason that I'm a monarchist, but it also explains why I should be taking no interest in all the fuss and drama today. I shall certainly not be reciting any oath of allegiance in unison with the television, or whatever the scheme is. For one thing, I'll be travelling to Wales today, and so will miss all the coverage, mercifully. I'm aware that some people will regard this as a timid and conservative approach to modern politics, and that to effect a dramatic change into the direction in which this country is currently moving, then a coup or revolution might better meet the case. But I've seldom seen such things do any good in the long run, and I much prefer a steady, quiet and continuous polity without any sudden and radical changes. As I say, this aspect of the monarchy seldom seems to be discussed by either side. Those who disapprove of the present system and style themselves Republicans always seem to focus on such things as the amount of money it costs to maintain the royal household, or the fact that the individual members of the family are not overly bright and some of them are downright dodgy. In the same way, supporters of the system always seem obliged to praise those same individual members of the royal family for their sense of duty or their personal qualities of honesty, integrity, or something of that kind. I have not, since the death of the Queen last year, seen any serious discussion at all of the essential nature of the monarchy and how very useful it is politically and socially.